I'm actually getting excited to see where this goes. So, guys, as we all see, or watching rather, we're watching a lot of countries get involved in this war that they keep wanting to call regional instead of world war, being that you have other countries getting involved. Now, a lot of countries haven't engaged physically yet or directly, but they have been getting engaged. They have engaged, through a way of like funding it or support, whatever it is. But then you had Yemen get involved, or supposedly Yemen got involved, where they lobbed a bunch of missiles towards Israel and a couple of drone attacks, which the United States stopped. Now, a lot of people argue that the United States stopping that is not engaging, and I call bullshit on that. Anyway, my issue with the Yemen thing, and is why I said supposedly, is because they said that they stopped missiles and drones headed in Israel's direction, or might have been headed towards Israel. Wouldn't you know whether or not it was headed towards Israel or not? Like, I mean, I don't understand missiles too greatly, but I know that if they were headed in the direction, why wouldn't you say they were headed in that direction? They were definitely headed. They kept saying might and maybe, and I thought that was weird for a lot of articles I've read. But anyway, so now Yemen's getting involved. Syria, again, they're still itching to get involved, though I don't know why they haven't yet. Then you have, again, Hezbollah, you have ISIS, and you have Hamas, and then you have the Islamic Jihad group getting involved. Then you have the Chinese, which this was the bigger issue a couple of days ago. The Chinese was moving their military into that region, into the Middle Eastern region, to prepare. The United States, I think, now has 12,000 troops in that region, in the Middle Eastern region, ready to rock and roll. You have two strike groups. I heard there was a third one headed its way, if I'm not mistaken, or a couple more battleships, rather. You have subs that they have not mentioned, but I know that they're there in the region. They're definitely, within striking distance, if you will. The Russians also put their Navy on standby, or rather, air patrol to patrol the area. Then the Russian government, or Putin rather, made a subtle note to the United States that you are within striking distance of our hypersonic missiles. And he said, it's not a threat, we're just letting you know. All right. Then you had the Chinese, which is sort of, I guess, unrelated, make an aggressive moves toward the Canadian Air Force, being that they don't know why they were being so aggressive to them. So you had that happen. So a lot of things are starting to go down, and we're watching this global dick measuring contest. I mean, that's the only way to explain it. Everybody's getting involved in some shit that right now should only be between Hamas and Israel, or rather Palestine and Israel, and keep it between those two. But some reason or another, everybody's getting involved. Like, we got to go help our friends. Whether your friend is Israel or Palestine or Hamas or Gaza, whoever it is, everybody ran up to go help their friends. As if they were all of us, whoever was involved, itching to get involved. Germany sent their special forces in, but I think they sent their special forces in to get their hostages, or any hostages that they can release. And I could have sworn UK was sending their special forces in as well. And the UK were also sending over military troops, but I wasn't sure if that's for aid or to get involved. Nonetheless, there's this giant feeling growing, and we're all feeling it. I know every last one of us is feeling now that this shit is not going to end the way we want it to end. It's going to turn into pandemonium. Now, there are people in the comment section that keep telling me nothing's going to happen. I mean, listen, as far as the nuclear thing goes, I don't see that happening, only because so many countries are calling for peace, including China and Russia. I can't see the countries asking for peace turning around going, fuck it, we're launching nukes and we're going to kill everyone. I don't see that happening. But I definitely see a world war. And there are people who are denying that a world war is about to happen or going to happen. And I'm like, what fucking planet do you live on? Or what news are you looking at? I mean, unless you're looking at like fucking Nickelodeon news and you're just looking at kid shit, and that's not a thing, by the way. And you're looking at kid shit, I don't know what you're looking at. Now, is this going to get to a point where it's going to directly affect us? No, but it's definitely going to affect us because we're watching these Palestinian protests, these pro-Palestinian protests go down all over the place. And everybody who talks about Palestine doesn't know the history. That's the crazy shit. But wait a minute. Like, I mean, I even had to brush up on my history just to make sure I didn't miss something. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why do they keep saying free Palestine? Why are they're making Palestine look like this wounded animal? When, in fact, Palestinians did a lot of this shit to themselves. A lot. And again, you can go back on it. There are a lot of YouTube channels that Palestinians did a lot of this shit to themselves, including letting Hamas gain control of Gaza. Hence the Battle of Gaza in 2007. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, then you got, Israel. They're playing the War Was Me card too. Everybody's like playing the fucking wounded animal card. I'm like, what the fuck are we looking at here? This should be a fight between these two people. Now, in a perfect world, or rather in my world, I would have these two world leaders get into a boxing match, get into a ring, and box it out. And whoever wins that fight wins the war. But instead, we're getting all these other innocent people involved. Whether that's civilians or soldiers, we're getting innocent people involved. And this war, guys, is undoubtedly going to lead to a global world war, or rather a World War III, because there's just no way around it. And everybody else is starting to make these moves, these passive-aggressive moves at that. Now, what do we do here in the United States? We just keep watching. Listen, guys, there's not much for us to do other than watch this closely. And I wouldn't even say watch it closely, because of the weekend, I didn't even fucking look at the news involving that shit. When I'm at work. I don't want to get all, like, bent out, not even bent out of shape, just like, oh, man, I should be reporting this. There's nothing I can do. I'm at work. I'm not going to report to you in fucking my bunker gear and, like, this is what's going on in Israel. I'm not doing that, right? That's why I don't pay attention. I mean, we talk about it at work, obviously, but I don't try to get, drawn in. That's a better term for it. But this, guys, is going to lead to the global war. Is it going to lead to the nuclear World War III that we all have envisioned in our heads, seen in movies? I don't know. One side of me is leaning towards no, again, because everybody's calling for peace and or ceasefire so that they can talk about a lot of the things that need to be talked about. A lot of countries are asking for this. So I can't see these same countries, again, including Russia and China, even the United States, asking for ceasefire and some peace and then saying, you know what, we don't like where this is going, and then launching a nuke. So again, I'm still paying attention to Germany, and a lot of you guys know why I'm paying attention to Germany, because that stupid Alexa article that came out that turned out to be fake, but it was denied by an Amazon spokesperson. That's why I was like, wait a second. When people were like, it's fake, I looked it up. I'm like, oh, it is fake. But then I'm reading the article, as per an Amazon spokesperson, that never happened. And therein lies the fucking problem. Once anybody from the company that says their Alexa states that there's going to be a World War III starting November 3rd at 6 o'clock p.m. or 6:15 or whatever it was p.m. of 2023, I was like, all right, that makes sense, because look where we are now. But then the Amazon spokesperson said that didn't happen. I'm going to call bullshit on that, because there's a lot of shit that Alexa does that's really sketchy, and the Amazon CEOs or spokesperson, whatever it is, will deny it. So I take that shit with a grain of salt when it comes to them speaking about denying things and things didn't happen. Nonetheless, I'm paying close attention to Germany and what's going on over there, and what's going on with the relations between Germany and Russia. Supposedly Russia lobs a nuke at them. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just paying closer attention. That's all. And as far as fear-mongering, scare tactics, fear porn, all that other bullshit, guys, we are in the fucking realm of something happening. Now that this is going down in the Middle East, everything's on the table, with the exception of alien attacks, because we are seeing a lot of alien sightings, as they're putting it. They're shoving that shit down our throat like you wouldn't believe. So something's up with that. But anyway, we're definitely, guys, everything's on the table. World peace is on the table. Fucking nuclear attacks or nuclear wars on the table. Ground war, everything is on the table. Anything can happen. I can't sit here and tell you what exactly is going to happen, because I don't know. All I know is that they're making these passive-aggressive movements. All countries are making these passive-aggressive movements towards each other and surrounding Israel, like everybody's waiting to be like, all right, we got all our troops here, we got all our troops over there. Let's just see where this goes. Why the hell else would you be amassing 12,000 troops? Why would the Chinese Navy be moving their ships into that region? Why are the Russians now doing air surveillance or air patrols, if you will, and moving their Navy closer? Something is about to go down. You just don't do this shit because you're preparing. You're doing this shit because something's going to go down. And on top of that, every other country is running military drills now. So something's up, right? So again, guys, look at North Korea and South Korea. That looks like that could go down. Everybody's waiting for Taiwan. And if Taiwan does go down, there's nothing we can do to help them. We just put all our resources and money into Israel and Ukraine. We have nothing left for Taiwan. Taiwan's on their own. If they get attacked, they're just going to be invaded. That's it. The Taiwanese government had already said they're not going to fight. Though I did have the idea of, why doesn't Taiwan say fuck it and attack the Chinese? They might lose that, but it will confuse the shit out of the Chinese. Chinese watching the Taiwanese come to them like, what are they doing? Are they going to attack? That would be some confusing shit, and that would be your moment to give it to them. That one last hee-ho is giving it to them by attacking them. But again, that's just my stupid, war fantasy. But anyway, guys, global war around the corner. Shit's going to get out of hand over there. Over here, we're just going to see more divisive shit. We're going to see more out of control attacks on one another. This week alone, I've watched probably 5 or 6 more attacks here in the United States. Over in England, I think, or is it England or Germany? It went up 1,100%. Attacks on Jews, that is. And we're watching it here in the United States both ways. Attacks on Jews and then attacks on Middle Eastern people, rather, or Arabs. So it's going both ways. It's going back and forth. This doesn't end in a world war, guys. We're definitely going to see a war between one another. With civilians kind of shit. Because it's getting out of control with the attacks on civilians. On one another, rather. Sorry. Anyway, guys, this is the In-Group Prepper. Thank you for watching.